Namaste, great souls. All right. So wonderful to practice together. And I just wanted to start out simply with we know yoga means union, but yogi, Y-O-G-I, that's what we are, yogis practicing. Yogi means to realize the wisdom of pure awareness. So to realize the wisdom of pure awareness. And, maybe that's for a few moments. But if we make it a priority to have a connection to spirit, those few moments can build and expand. And focusing inward, we can allow ourselves to see perhaps with fresh eyes, with present moment awareness, all those wonderful qualities. So we are yogis, we're practicing yoga, and we're whether it's a few moments or longer and longer and longer, we're realizing the wisdom of pure awareness within us and all around us. So with that, we will begin with some breath work. And have you, if you choose to use weights, have the 3 to 5 pound weights or any props by your side. Let me see when we started here to keep my timing. Okay. All right. So now the classic count of the pranayama for this one is usually 4-7-8, meaning inhale 4, hold 7, exhale 8. Personally, I like a 4-6-8, but see what works for you. So I'm going to guide us with a 4-6-8 count, inhaling to 4, holding for 6, exhaling to 8. So get yourself comfortable, roll the shoulders back, root down through the sit bones. Let's go ahead and turn the palms up, thumb, index finger together, and let's just exhale through the mouth first. Eyes can be open or closed. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more round. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just let the breath appear any way it would like, and I hope you adjusted it to work for you. Hear that oceanic sound, and just coming into this moment through breath awareness, through body awareness, pranayama. And of course, every time we practice yoga, we're opening up the chakras. So we're just symbolically going to bring our hands into namaste from the root to the heart, through the central channel, spiritual eye, crown, lengthen and grow. Exhale, feel that space within you and all around you. Good. Opening the heart, looking up gently. And then inhale again. Feel that spaciousness. outside of you and within you, taking it into the heart chakra, adding our twist, our seated twist. So opposite hand to the opposite knee, other hand behind you, exhale. Draw the navel in, chin parallel, and ease back. Do that a couple times. Twisting the tension out. And feeling that ease of release. Again, twist. And coming back, opening our wings of joy in the heart center. Extending from the heart to the arms, of course, go in the other direction, opposite hand to knee, other hand like a kickstand behind. Exhale, twist. And ease. At your pace, tuning into what's happening in your body with your breath. Great. And then coming back, opening the wings of joy, getting a little flow going, bringing our knees in. And before we do our standing vinyasa, let's go into figure 4 to open the hips, get those hips hydrated, and release the back. So when you're ready, come on down. We won't be here long. Low, mid, upper back. Thank you, body, for showing up today. As we circle those knees around and draw the right knee in, make sure to flex through this heel. Keep it flexed as we draw the knee away from you. And that triangle of space we reach through. I like to use my elbow as a wedge. It depends on your anatomy, how that works for you. And simply breathe. You pulse a little bit, or you can stay stable. Deep belly breathing. If you want more of a hamstring stretch to include this, you would extend that left leg. You can use a strap or perhaps grab onto the large toe. Be focused on the fullness of the breath. Feel that oceanic sound vibrating at the back of the throat, but pouring into all the cells of the body. Golden light of healing energy radiating through the cells. And then soften the left knee, draw that foot down, bring the right knee toward the shoulder, and we're going to just step that right foot on the ground, reset, readjust. And of course, figure 4 to the other side, folding that left knee in. If I remember, we'll do this figure 4 standing, so enjoy it while we've got the on our back. So many ways to play. Flexing through the left heel, draw that left knee away in the triangle of space, reach through. Use your elbow to draw the knee away from you. I like to pulse in the beginning. Keep focusing on the fullness of the breath. Great. And then if you'd like, add the hamstring stretch using your strap or grabbing the large toe. Keep the hip opening going on. As we hear that oceanic sound with every breath. Soften where we can, the eyes, the sockets of the eyes, the jaw. And just allow that healing energy to permeate through the cells of the body. If you're a visual person and you like to bring in color, use gold or anything that's healing, symbolic for you. And release. Plant the foot. Draw the left knee in, and let's plant both feet and just do a few arcing curls. So inhale, sacrum draws toward the earth, great for any kind of low back tension. Exhale, flatten. Keep those inner thighs toward one another. The legs are active, they're not passive. Inhale, arc. Exhale, flatten. And two more. Inhale, arc. Notice what's happening to the neck and the entire spine as we exhale and flatten. And one more time. Inhale, arc. Exhale, flatten. Okay. Folding the knees in, circling again. I'll get into more of a vinyasa flow, rolling onto our side, using a blanket to support your knees if you like that extra padding. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And we're going to start with that opposite arm leg extension, but we're going to just add a little double breath. I'll explain here. So first get the left leg straight out and up, not turning the hip out to the side, but even. And then the right arm extends from the shoulder, and we'll do a double breath 2 times. So it's like this. It's 1, 2, and then inhale, extend out. So exhale, fold in, inhale, 2 breaths, extend out. 2 more times. That's it. Exhale, inhale. And 1 more. Inhale. Find the balance. Watch that hip turning out to the side and lowering the right hand. Let the left toes turn under and just open into that left calf by pressing back through the heel. Another way to open the hamstrings here, but especially that calf. So good. Okay. So before we go to the other side, let's circle around, get into the flow, as well as the stability. Times in each direction. Warm it up. Okay. Right leg extends back. Lifting the leg up, but not turning the hip to the side, even through the hips. And the left arm extends. And here we go with our double. Exhale. Fold in. Inhale 2 times. Extend out. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And 1 more time. Exhale. And inhale. Lower that left hand, turn the right toes under, press back into that right calf, right hamstring. Those double breaths are great to do to release tension, stress, or like a subtle mood. So it's just like breathe it out. A mood that doesn't work for us. And let's take our full body stretch now into downward facing dog. So let the knee come down, lift up off the knees, engage the core. Then pour back. Take your time, shifting the weight into the base of the fingers. Luxurious full body stretch. Treading out, bending one knee, opening the toes. Rooting down as much as possible through that opposite heel.
and affirming calmness radiate through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being. Make small circles if you like, with the head if you're relatively stable, and let that affirmation go deep. Calmness radiates through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being. Navel to the spine as we walk one foot forward, then the other, then the hands, toward the toes. Really feel our feet connected to the earth, rooting down from the first chakra, safety, security, down into the earth, resting our hands at the hollows of the elbows, gently shaking side to side, relaxing unnecessary burdens that we can't control. We know that we're faced with a lot of external circumstances, but the internal, we can. That's what we do have ability to return to with some compassion and understanding. As we rise up with the arms back, sweeping up, pulse, pulse, pulse. We'll take a moment in our standing mountain pose and feeling again that connection to Mother Earth and the lengthening up of the spine beyond the crown to the sky. So we bring our hands in Namaste prayer pose. I'm going to salute to that light within. Bring others that like to send healing energy to the mat, to our practice. I'm going to have you get weights if that works for you to build some bone strength. The first one is just like we did with the chair, but we're going to add the weight. So we bend the knees, bring our elbows in by our side, and exhale, ha. Use sound, ha. Inhale back. So keeping the knees bent, but reaching back with the arms. Ha. Feel that. Inhale. Do 4 total. Slow enough to feel it. Add sound. It's great to release pent-up emotions. Excellent. Bring the weights down. Come into forward fold. Have them by your side. And step it back into plank. So plank pose. Shift the weight forward, shift the weight back through the heels. This is a nice flow way to stay into plank. If you want to add more core strength, you come down knee, chest, chin, or I'm going to use this. Hold on to your weights and just bring the weight up and then down. We're just going to do this up to the other side and down 2 times. Up and down, or just stay in your plank. Up and down, knees touch down, weights out to the side, puppy pose. We're stretching our arms out in front of us. Most of us will bring the hairline toward the earth. Really get into the shoulders, the back of the heart. Four breaths. And then transitioning onto the forearms, onto our forearm plank. Building more strength. Tap the 1 foot out to the side corner of the mat and back. Then the other and back. You can rest down now, or you can do it one more time. Stepping out to the side and back. I find this much more interesting than staying in plank without moving. And back. Knees touch down, tops of the knees
into our Sphinx pose. Okay, and with our Sphinx, we'll first get that length of the spine elongating, but the legs strong, and then we'll add that flow to the shoulders before we do our locust series. So fingertips face toward one another, and just get that figure 8. Find your flow with your flexibility and your strength. All right. You might find, like myself, one shoulder's a little more flexible than the other. Be mindful as we come down into Salambasana, locust series. Palms face down, chin tucks in, legs are strong. Full yogic breath first. Then, when you're ready, inhale, lift the right leg, upper body, recharging the spine, shoulders away from the ears. Pulse, pulse, pulse with that right leg, and then ease. And then when you're ready, engage core and legs. Inhale, lift the upper body and the left leg. You can stay stable, or you can pulse, pulse, pulse with that left leg. And ease. Let's bring our hands at the spiritual eye, our seat of intuition, and just melt into our higher wisdom self. Pure awareness is always here. We're tuning into it. We're going to open our wings of joy to the side. So if you can, reach the arms out, the legs up simultaneously. Exhale, 3 times pulsing down, but not touching the ground. Rise up. Exhale down. Obviously working with pulses today. Inhale. And exhale. Tapping down, but not for long, because we're going to rise up into Bhujangasana Cobra pose. Elbows by our side, legs strong. Rising up to meet the opportunities of this day. Shoulders down. Add the lion's breath. Do that a couple more times. And then again. Excellent. Knees touch down. And let's stretch it out into prayer. So easing back, stretching our arms out in front. Deep belly breathing. You hear the sound. Then rising up, rounded spine. Wrists underneath the shoulders. Keep that rounded cat going. And then the scooping out, the opposite. Eye gaze up. And then neutral spine. Hover those knees off the ground. Couple breaths here. Strengthening the core. And then returning to our friend, downward facing dog. Keep crossing through the base of the fingers. Keep treading out the heels or stabilizing your body, your choice always. But affirming. So calmness is one aspect, but peace is even deeper. So peace, may peace radiate through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being. May peace radiate through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being.
And maybe sending prayers of cares to others in whatever fashion speaks to you. And we step 1 foot forward. Opposite, walk our hands back. Again, root through the front and back of the feet. You could rest the hands at the inner elbows, or you can bring them underneath the soles of the feet. Padahasta Asana. Navel to the spine. So relax. Cast aside any unnecessary mental burdens. Can't control in the outer environment, but I can have the inner environment filled with peace and pure awareness. Returning to pure awareness, presence within. Bending the knees. Now let's have our weights by us, so that when we come up into our chair pose, so we reach back,
But this time we come up, yeah, and we're still going to reach back again. Let's hold it a little bit longer, okay? Inhale, come up in our squat chair pose. Everything's working here. Head to tail connected. Sustain it a little bit. Feel those triceps, and then back. One more. Really feel the added strength as we come up. And now let's bring our weights up above the head. And then exhale. You could still hold on to the weights if you're using them as you do that circle of energy around you. I always want that. And it's important to move the hips. Second chakra. A lot could get stuck in there. Guilt is a tough emotion that can get in there. We want to release it out. Get into the creative flow. And we'll go into our Virabhadrasana 1 with the lunge and with the weights. See how this works for your body. So coming to the front of our mat, stepping the right foot back. We'll start with the 30-degree angle just to stabilize. I like to walk my left foot out to the side and then go frontal facing hips here. Okay. Now to protect the back, it's a little more tricky on the balance. You're going to lift off the back heel and bend that right knee, or if that's too much, you keep rooted down. So I'll show you the two variations. Inhale, arms reach up with or without weights. Exhale, I'm off the back heel. I attune my will to the source of all power. Take your time. I attune my will to the source of all power. We're doing 3 pulses here. Opening the heart. Now, rooting down on that back heel. Now we lunge forward a bit and then we reach back. Still with the affirmation. I attune my will to the source of all power. One more. I attune my will to the source of all power. Coming down. You could set the weights down, rotate it really more off of that back heel. Come on top of that right knee. Open up those hips deeper. Give yourself a little treat here. The strength, do the flexibility, both working together. And we're going to add our lunge twist. It's nice to have this weight here just to kind of lift the hand, or you can use a block. We're off of that back knee. We're twisting the core. And then we're lifting that left arm up. Breathing in, breathing out. No matter how twisted life gets, we're still in our center. We can come back to it. And come round. Ah, great. And we're going to flow through here. So when we flow through, we lift off. We're going to turn around. So just follow me into goddess pose. So we turn to the side on our mat. The knees bend, the toes are turned out to the side. Our hands help us lift up. Strong. Upper body comes up. Rooting down. Pulsing. And this is just a playful, goddess pose is wonderful in itself, but it's a playful transition to go to the other side in our Virabhadrasana 1. So we're facing the other side of the mat. And what I'm going to do is not have my back towards you. So you're still facing this side. I'm turning around just for the sake of demo. With the right foot forward. We're back into our Virabhadrasana 1 with the weights. Make sure your feet are wide enough apart to feel this. Track that knee over the second toe. Oh, maybe you're feeling that inner heat. I know I am. Inhale. And you may come off of that back heel, bending the left knee as I attune my will to the source of all power. So lifting up the weights as the knee bends down 3 times. Slow enough to feel it. Ooh, it's strong. And then rooting down with that back heel, toes turned out in an angle there as we jut the upper body forward and reach the arms back. Still affirming, I attune my will to the source of all power. Or any affirmation that speaks to you. Maybe hold it for a little bit. Pulse, pulse. Attune my will. Source of all power. Excellent. Bring those weights down. Come step it back a bit so you're on top of that left knee. Give ourselves a treat. Easing side to side. Hydrating the hips and the knee. So just a fun way to do that other side by we transitioned into goddess versus the classic, which we'll do now. The classic variation of vinyasa flow is to turn the back toe under. I'm going to bring my hand forward, step it back to plank. Come forward, come back. Let the knees touch down, go back into puppy. Meditating on pure awareness. Back to a forearm plank, forward, back, forward, back, tops of the knees. You got this. Unfurl the toes. And then the harder is always with the arms overhead of our locust series. So that's why we don't start that way. We're pretty warmed up by now, hopefully. Inhaling, opposite arm leg. So right arm, left leg, so good for bilateral of the brain. Inhale, pulse it up, and then 3 exhales, pulse up. 4 more, 3 times 3 pulses. Inhale. Pulse, pulse, pulse. We'll rest after the other side. Left arm, right leg, opposites. Inhale, recharging the spine, opening up the wings of joy. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Take and rest. On the belly. Resting out the spiritual, getting used to tuning in to our wisdom self, to our awareness. Again, even for a few moments, if we can really tune in, that will freshen us into this present moment. And then we can rise up again in our Cobra Bhujangasana, elbows by our side, legs strong, rising up to greet the opportunities of this day. Opening up all the chakras, but that sticking out the tongue, lion's breath, is opening the throat chakra. Our expression. And that could be expression in a lot of ways, not only vocally. Okay. And coming back, rounding in the opposite way, folding in the yin pose after the yang. Inhale, scooping out. And then neutral spine, engage core, lift the knees off the ground, hover, couple breaths. And then pouring back. Pressing into the base of the fingers, treading it out. Calmness, peace, radiate through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being. Walking one foot in and the other, walking the hands back toward the feet. And I'm going to choose to massage the back of the scalp, the sides of the head, the top of the head. Awake my brain. Be wise, be strong. These are from Paramahansa Yogananda's affirmations. Awake my brain. Be wise, be strong. He says again and again, if we tune into the divine first, of course, our brain and our bodies, etc., are going to make the better decisions from our wisdom self. Okay, if your spine's okay, rounding up, do that. Otherwise, flow up with more of a straight spine. Feel the space all around you. Back to that, remember we did that seated lotus, but of course we can do it standing, and I'm flowing side to side. So just allowing that heart energy to open, more circular, spiraling energy. Awakening the natural, unconditional love of the heart, or sending that unconditional love to others who you visualize inwardly. And then back to the namaste or the eagle heart hands at the heart. And sometimes this could be used in when we're reflecting on loved ones that aren't on this planet anymore. We just visualize them. We could send them healing, the energy, connection. You could use it a lot of ways, is what I'm saying. People that are still here, people in another plane on the other side and send in the love. It's a good practice to do as well. And maybe feel their energy receiving. My psychic friends say they really, really, really like that. To be remembered. Okay, and that moves intuitive sense as we now, as promised. So there's I remembered figure 4 just now, but I'm thinking of it's figure 4 is great standing, but I'm thinking of bringing an eagle arms in not quite a figure 4, but a bend of the hips and stability balance pose. So just bear with me here in Garandasana. So we're going to open up our eagle wings and bring the right elbow as best as possible underneath the left. And then the key here is to lift up those tips of the elbows so they're just not down like this, because you're not going to get that shoulder, back of the shoulder opening you feel so much. Now, rather than going into the classic wraparound eagle legs, what I'm going to demo, and I'm going to get this out of the way, is we're going to step back with this right leg behind, the right knee behind the left knee, and squat down. Come down. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Take your time. Amidst life storms, I find my center. Lift those tips of the elbows. Inhale, coming up. Lifting that leg up. Unfurling the arms. And then the left elbow underneath the right. Here's another way to do eagle. Pulse, pulse, pulse up. And then the left leg comes behind, the left knee behind the right. Coming down. Trying to have a straight spine. Rounds a little bit. Pulse it. Amidst life storms, I could come back to my center. I could find my center. Inhale, coming up. Lift that leg. Balance for a moment. Unfurl the arms overhead. Excellent. Triangle eagle with a variation. Now the classic standing figure 4. Okay. Circle it a little bit. Blow it out. Because there's definitely more concentration needed in our standing balance pose. I'm going to grab a sip of water here. All right. You can use a wall to tap into. Shifting the weight onto the left foot. Bending both knees, but just like we did on our back, but of course we're not on our back now. We're flexing through. We're bending the knee and we're in a standing figure 4. 3 to 4 breaths here. Now, when we come out, we're going to purposely bring this right foot to the outside of the left foot. Stretch our arms up and add a little half moon here. Strength and courage fill my body cells. Strength and courage fill my body cells. Okay. Unfurl, take a moment in the balance to reset. Twirl it around. All right, see how you're doing. Maybe trying something a little different. Typically don't teach figure 4 standing, but it's good to bring in as we root down through the opposite foot. For me, it's the right foot. Focusing at a point in front of you here already. We're in our balance. Flexing through the left heel. Bringing on the lower right thigh. Using your hands to gently touch. Keep focused, keep concentrated. When you're ready, not staying long. The left foot comes on the outside of the right. We open up our wings of joy, clasping our right wrist and arcing over in that half moon. Ardha Chandrasana. It's more about this upper body opening than the legs as we affirm strength and courage. Fill my body cells. Strength and courage. Fill my body cells. I could lightly look up or straight ahead. We don't want to strain the neck. And when we come out, make it a moment of balance there. Lifting up that left leg, stepping it down, and just stepping forward, heel toe, stepping back, toe heel. Of course, we thankfully walk, but notice the difference when we go forward, when we go backwards, when we go side to side. So it's connected to our first chakra and all the way down the legs into our feet and our walking. So it's just nice to know that root chakra goes all the way down. It's not just at the root there. It flows. All right, let me check the time and see where we're at. Okay. All right, we will start making our way down to the earth by, let's lift off the heels first and then down. Lift up and then whew. Tune into the feet, lift up the feet and down. Good. And then coming down and sitting on our sit bones. Let's do a little butterfly. Swirling at the belly. And of course, the rest of the upper body is flowing along. And then we're going to go into a pigeon series, drawing the knees in, moving the weights out to the side. What is a yogi? Y-O-G-I realizes the wisdom, the experience, the pure awareness, the truth of pure awareness. Right knee comes in, right heel is somewhere by that left hip bone. And then we make a fist with our hands. Inhale, rise up. Shimmy shake, side to side. Try to get even across those hip bones so we're not sinking on to the right cheek. If that's the case, fold up the blanket. Okay. And then we melt. We ripple down. Again, stacking one hand on top of the other. You see how much we can just rest at our wisdom center, realizing the wisdom of pure awareness. And with pure awareness, we're attempting to release thoughts of the past, thoughts of the future. Of course, our mind goes there, but we're returning it to the wisdom of pure awareness, which is in the now, as we melt and breathe.
This time you can see how you can really go deeper and deeper into this pose, but we're going to rise up, inhale, shoulders down. Now we purposely come onto that right cheek to transition. And before we go the other side, we're going to rocking horse it. I'm going to lift the left foot up and then that right knee flowing and rocking horse. There we go, rocking, soothing, of course. Okay, stabilize. Let's add a nice either foot in front of the shin or foot on the outside of the lower thigh. Lengthen and grow. Root down through both sit bones. Twist at the core. Arm behind you. Opposite elbow to knee. Twist. Now this time we're just sustaining it. There could be, of course, a slight pulsation on the inhale and expansion up the spine, and then a deep twist. But it may not look so, may not look like a lot of shift is happening, but it is with every breath. Coming back to center. Full yogic breath. Psychology and medical uses a lot of rating, 0 to 10. Forgot to ask before we started the class, 0 to 10. 10 being the most extreme, 0 being, how you're feeling. Can you notice a difference in more balance, more equanimity through the practice? It naturally happens, so I don't bring it up in a rating scale a lot, but it is good to be mindful of the shift that the practice allows us to come back to the truth within. Now, of course, the left knee is going to come forward, but what we're going to do is do it gradually so that this right leg can extend, and make sure we come squaring off forward with those hips. It's really important. Unfurl the toes. You can use padding on your left cheek to stabilize. Do a little shimmy shake, an Ekapada Raja Kapatanasana, royal pigeon pose. And when it's time, we melt down. We melt down. Resting at our wisdom center again and again, pure wisdom of pure awareness. Even a few moments, we get a taste, and then it elongates. Feel how the shoulders may even still want to creep in, just let them ease. Take your time and breathe. When you're ready, we're going to come up, rising up with our hands underneath the shoulder. Inhale, coming up. And then we come on to that left cheek. This knee stays bent, and we're bringing in the right knee, and we're rocking horse on this side, rubbing the outside large toe, and then the outside of the knee, back and forth. Okay, rocking whenever we can, but this is fun if you have kids in your life to do a rocking horse. And they'll add on to it. Very fun. Okay, now we're going to bring that right knee
either in front of the shin or on the outside of the thigh, lower thigh, root down through both sit bones, yet another cleansing twist. We can hug that knee in and bring that right arm back, or can bring the elbow on the outside. As we feel the navel toward the spine, twist, twist, twist up through the crown. On the inhale, there's a gentle rising up, and then feel that rotation of the nadis, the spinal centers in the spine. They do yoga. We know hatha yoga is cleansing out these, not only the physical energy, but the emotional energy that gets stuck. The psychological energy that gets stuck. We're just offering it all up. We're just offering it all up and returning to pure wisdom, of pure awareness that's already whole, already free, already aware. As we come out, again, today's teaching, even if it's for a few moments, that is so important to know that. Taking full yogic breath here. I'm going to go a little bit deeper with knee on top of knee. You can tell the body's getting ready for Shavasana, deep restoration. We're going to release the back first and then come into our restoration pose. So, coming out, stepping, and rippling down. So, inhale, exhale, rounded spine, using core strength to shimmy shake down to the earth. Low back, mid back, upper back, arms reach up, and folding those knees in. Again, thank you, body, for showing up, taking care of all these levels of our selves. As we expand the heart, and we're just going to do a real easy windshield wiper with the feet. So the feet are wide on the mat, and the knees drop down to the right, head turns to the left. And you could stay here, or you could sweep that left arm up and over and affirm divine life is within me and all around me. Divine life is within me and all around me. And engage the core, palms down, adjust, reset, and windshield wiper over to the other side. Make sure your shoulders don't jack up by your ears, ease them down. And when you're ready, that right arm comes up and over maybe, or maybe just stays extended. Either way, we're affirming divine life is within me and all around me. Head's going along, easing side to side. Big exhale. Engage core. Knees come up, adjust onto the central channel. Let's bring our legs up to a 90 shake. Let's bring the arms up, but the shoulders plug in. Shaking, shaking, shaking. And then folding in and deciding what's going to feel best to your body today for restoration. You have a couple options. I find it just like a lot of emotional stuff going on. I like to open the back of the heart. But if there's any low back issues, that might be too much because of the arc of the spine. So we'd hit the thoracic, the back of the heart. Take your time on this if you're doing this one. And then the head comes onto the block. It's pretty strong. Okay. Or in many ways, just regular Shavasana, we know. And then perhaps the legs up on a couch or a chair or even up against the wall. So if you want that inversion or that deeper heart opening or more of a neutral relaxation, and I would recommend if you're doing that to put the bolster underneath the knees for that classic Shavasana position to protect the back. So as you get as comfortable as possible, I'm going to adjust to guide us through deep relaxation and restoration. And I've mentioned again and again, the yogis, this is dying as a death practice to who we think we are, as only our personality, only our ego, only our identifications. We can just let all that soften. And it's so freeing. Okay. So if double breathing works for you, let's take a short then long inhale. Tense the body, vibrate with energy, and then exhale, double breath, release. And again, in regular daily life, if some negative a mood or emotion is hard to shake off, just offer it up. The spiritual eye, do a double breath, and then ask for it to release. You do this several rounds, may take 3 or 5 rounds to dislodge a subtle negative mood there. So it's good to have tools for practice. And now we're just going to melt into whatever position you're in. Obviously, with some of them, if you're on the block, you can't turn your head to the side. But if you're not on a block, let your head ease from side to side. Get comfortable. Notice what your breath is like right now. And be calm and deep. And I let my back body get heavy and supported by the earth. And the front body be lighter. And I allow the eyes to soften deep into their sockets. Relaxing the forehead or lines of tension there around the eyes. And can I release that upper and lower jaw with a yawn? And relaxing into that sense of, notice the sense of taste inside the mouth, the tongue, the teeth, the gums, the lips. Perhaps I can invite myself to notice the next inhale, the cool air coming in through the nostrils, and perhaps the coolness at the spiritual eye. And then a warm, cooked air coming out of the nostrils. Softening the shoulders away from the ears. Feel that volume of space in the arms, left and right, softening, flowing with prana, circulation, healing energy. Notice the temperature in the palms, left and right, and fingers and thumbs. And notice where the hands are. Do you like where they are? Do you want to put one hand on the heart, the other on the belly? Do you want them palms up, palms down? Sense and feel what feels good for the palm connection. Tuning into the heart and breathing in and letting space be filled there. If you choose, you can even do Eagle Heart Mudra. And that's like giving yourself a hug. And the warmth. And pure awareness, the wisdom of pure awareness. If you have any issues where the hands could touch the body, maybe that's helpful, ribs or belly, and just bring that healing energy wherever you'd like to bring it. But breathe into the lungs and the belly. Feel the volume of space in the legs, left and right, cheeks, thighs, knees, calves, ankles, all the way through the soles of the feet, digits of the toes, and the heels. Resting in awareness. And a common inquiry is to ask, who is it that is aware of my body, my breath, my feelings and emotions? And can I connect to the innate aspect of myself that is always and already at peace, no matter what the circumstance? And in this and every moment, may I remember to feel my innate sense of well-being. And just noticing if you'd like to stay in Shavasana longer, or if you'd like to begin to transition. And either way, can you find that perhaps an inner smile or a inner joy or well-being, and simply by gently smiling, that could bring in that natural well-being of the heart. Taking your time if you are transitioning. And we bring others onto the mat with us, but this is our classic where we send healing energies to others. It can expand into the county, into the country, into the world. You can get as expansive as you'd like with sending this healing energy out. So I like to generate some heat, and it is a practice in yoga to do that, to feel the warmth. And we will do the 3-syllable Om sound, visualizing that healing energy to others. Radiate from the heart. Inhale through the hands. Ah. Bringing the hands into Namaste, acknowledging that divine awareness within, that presence of pure awareness, whatever you call that, bowing to that wisdom of your heart and spiritual eye, letting it lead the way. This is what we can attune to inwardly and in our outward experiences with others. So namaste. Thank you all for being here, and I will just end the recording, and have a beautiful rest of your day and week.